This is Russ. Yeah, we got another bike. Let me show you what I got. This is the Himiway Zebra. Yeah, this is a new bike. This was announced a while ago, but they are now shipping these bikes, and I was lucky enough to get offered one from Himiway. This is a good looking bike. Now you might wonder how big it is. Well, it is a 26-inch by 4-inch fat tire bike. Now, there's other models out there from different companies that have 20-inch versions, but this is a 26-inch version bike, so this is a full-size bike. Let me give you a quick overview of what it actually has and what it can do. So this particular bike is a 750 watt motor. It's set up for class 2 operation right out of the box. So which means with class 2 you have 20 miles per hour as your maximum limit, and that is for pedal assisted and also for throttle assisted. Okay, so it has a right half twist throttle on the right hand side. You can unlock this bike to 25 miles per hour if you wanted to do so. You need some codes in order to do that inside the menu of the bike. Let's show you real quickly what it has. The front here is very similar to many bikes that you're probably familiar with. It has the same basic complements of things. So you have a half twist throttle here. I added this thumb throttle attachment. This is a 3D printed attachment to turn it into a thumb throttle. I do that for many of my bikes. Shimano 7-speed shifter on the top. Let me show you real quickly in the bottom here. And it uses the Shimano Altus brand of derailleur. We find that on many bikes as well. And of course, the free wheel back there is also made by Shimano. Kenda tires. The rack is included in the bike, the rear rack. It's a nice looking rear rack. It's got the Hemiway logo burned into the bamboo on the top. It's kind of nice. Kind of like the Zebra effect too on the top here. You could add a water bottle cage there. I did not put one on yet. I probably will. So let's go back to over here. So you got the Shimano shifter. There is a bell, which is included in the bike. On the left-hand side, you have your pedal assist levels where you can go up and down. This is set for pedal assist through 5 levels. Okay. I believe you might be able to change that within the menu if you wanted different level settings. This switch up here is the light, so you got a front headlight, rear tail light, info button, which is what switches you into the different parts of the things that the menu will tell you what you've done so far, and on-off switch. The brakes are Step-Thru hydraulic brakes, which is nice. As far as the rotor, it's 180 degree rotor, a 180 millimeter rotor, sorry about that, and which is very common on many of the bikes nowadays. Price $1,999. Controller is actually inside here. So what looks like a mid-drive, this is not a mid-drive, it's still a hub drive motor. It's a 750 watt hub drive motor, but that's where your controller is. It's actually inside that box in there. Yeah, they did a good job. This looks really nice. Like I said, it rides very well from the short time I've had it running so far. We're going to put it through its paces. The battery is a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. So there are keys. You unlock here. There's a little switch in the back here. You flip this and the battery will drop out. You can charge directly right here. You just open this up here. There's a little hole there, so you can actually charge your battery while the battery's still on the bike if you like. Or you can take the battery out and bring it inside and charge it that way. And this is a nice looking bike. I feel real good on it. The Step-Thru makes it a lot easier to get on and off the bike. You don't have to swing your leg over the top. And as you know, I usually have my saddles adjusted way up there so that I can get decent leg extension. So now I don't have to flip my legs over the top of the seat to get onto the bike and just step right through. So what about the weight? Yeah, you can handle 400 pounds on this bike, which tells you right off the bat there's a lot of heavy-duty construction on this bike. Yeah, 400 total pounds could be on this bike at one time. So if you have heavy loads that you're carrying in the back, you know, plus if you're a heavy rider like me, I am 255 pounds, 5 foot 10 inches, 63 years old. Yeah, so can seniors ride this? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can ride this bike. The front headlight. So you do have a big front headlight in the front here, and then in the back you've got a nice tail light which says Himiway. Tail light does blink when you pull on the brake levers. So you just pull that lever and this thing will start flashing on you, so you know whenever you're stopping. The saddle is actually pretty decent. It's nice and cushy. So I left the saddle for now. I don't know if I'll end up swapping it out or not, but I did leave it this time. Yeah, it's a nice bike. Oh, I also added the side view mirror. Does not come with a side view mirror, just to let you know. I think most bikes should have a mirror on there, so that's the first thing I think you should do, is just get out and purchase a mirror to put on your bike. Alrighty, that's a quick overview. Let's give it a try. Let's see how well it does out on the road. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this bike a try. Now the bike comes set up as a Class 2 bike, which means it can be pedal assisted and throttled to 20 miles per hour. There's a secret code that you can put in there that will unlock the bike 25 miles per hour, which I've already done. But I did try the bike out as it was, and yes, it will stop it at 20 miles per hour. Now that means if you pedal harder, you can go past 20 miles per hour, but the assist will only assist up to 20 miles per hour. Once you unlock it, then it will assist up to 25 miles per hour. I've been able to get this bike up to about 24.8, 24.9 miles per hour, so essentially 25 miles per hour. After that point, the motor assist will cut off, and then you're on your own. If you pedal harder, you can go past 25 if you'd like. The bike is a heavy bike. It's not light in weight, but you don't really notice that once you're riding. Overall, everything feels very stable on the Zebra. Now, I went ahead and added a water bottle cage to the bike. Put a water bottle there, keep me going for the rest of the day. We're currently on a shared road here where bikes and cars share the same lane. There you go. Now, one thing you should note is that the pedal assist and the throttle does not react right away. Once you start pedaling, it takes about a rotation or so before the motor kicks in. Same thing with the throttle. Once you hit the throttle, it takes a second or so before it actually kicks in. Alright, we're gonna head off to the left, but I'm gonna wait for this car to pass me. There we go. I'm gonna get into the left turn right here. Let them know I'm turning up here. I'm going to take the bike to our normal hill test. I've done this to many of our bikes before in the past. Kind of get an idea how well the bike performs. Now, typically when I go up this hill, I'm just going to throttle it only. I'm not going to pedal it. We want to know how well the throttle itself can handle it up the hill. We got a little ways to go first. We do hear the brakes slightly. There's a slight whining to the brakes. I think in time that will go away once the brakes have been bedded in for a while. But the hydraulic brakes does do a good job. It stops very well. The pull is very easy to pull. You don't have to pull it hard, and you've got good braking power. Well, typically as I go up on this hill test, as long as there's nobody there, we'll give it as much as we can give it. If there is somebody there, we'll have to pull out of the test at that point just to be safe. All right, we have a car coming down the road here. I don't know what they're doing. It's probably some type of maintenance vehicle. And we don't see that often coming down the bike path. Right now it's a pretty cool day. It's about 68 degrees. My ideal riding temperature is about 70 degrees. So I have no complaints at all, but it will get a little warmer later today. All right. So now, once we get past this bridge, I'm just gonna throttle up all the way. Now, even though our pedal assist shows pedal assist level 3, we aren't pedaling, so it doesn't matter what that number is while we're throttling here. All right, we'll pass this person here. All right, so we're going full blast on the throttle at this point. So we're moving good. We're about 22.6. And we expect that this will start dropping now since we're getting to the hill. We're dropping. We're at 14.8, 13, 12.5, and our lowest number is 12.5, I believe. Yeah, so it took the hill well. I would not say it is the best taking that hill. We've seen numbers over 14 before on other bikes, but you have to remember too, this is a relatively heavy bike. The bike is designed to handle up to 400 pounds. We don't see that often, which tells you how heavy duty they've made this bike. So that is cargo weight plus your weight. It's a total 400 pounds. But very respectable numbers going over that hill. Yeah, overall, the bike rides very well. I don't feel like I'm unstable or anything like that on the bike. Like I said, it'll take a couple rotations of the pedal before the motor kicks in. That takes a little while to get used to. I think the reaction time is a little bit slower than maybe some of the other bikes that I had. But again, like I said, I actually prefer a slight delay in my pedals. Himiway is well known for its long ranges as well. That's something that's important, I think, to a lot of people, especially for me. I usually take my bikes for quite a distance of ride. And this is a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery, so there's plenty of juice to keep you going. So on this bike path, it empties out into a sidewalk, and then you have to take the sidewalk to get back to the forest preserve. You just have to know where it goes. Yeah, overall, I'm liking the bike. Every bike has its little things that stand it out. And I think what stands this bike out is how well it's made. It's very strong. Alright, I think we'll stop here and make a decision which way we go. I'm just waiting for the stoplights to see which one turns green, because both sides are red at the moment. Alright, so it looks like we're going this way. Always make sure that there's no right turning people or buses. Make sure we're clear. Sometimes people don't have their turn signals on. You don't know if they're turning or they're not turning. Alright, and we'll readjust ourselves here. Cross over. Yeah, I think for any type of bike riding situation, you've got to watch the cars. Sometimes they're not paying attention for bike riders. They're more interested in seeing if there's any cars in their way, but they forget about the bikes. So as long as you watch out, you have a better chance of survival. All right. So let's go into the forest preserve here. Now in here, there's a couple of hills that we're going to go up. There's a shortcut that they give for bicyclists that have a hard time going up the hill, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take the hill. Alright, so right up ahead here, there's an entrance for bicyclists to take. We're not going to do that. We're going to take this hill. So we're going to pedal up this hill. And we'll put it on, let's do pedal assist level 4. So we're doing about 21 miles per hour. Pedaling, going up the hill. Pedaling makes it a lot easier. You know, if you were just to throttle it, then the motor's doing all the work. If you give it a little bit of help with your pedaling, you'll find that you can get over these hills with no problem. We just went over the top hill at about 21 miles per hour, which is very respectable. I know when I first started coming here and we were taking these hills, I had a hard time getting up and down the hills with my first bike. But bikes have gotten better. Himiway has done a good job with the Zebra. Now I know that the speed limit here is 15 miles per hour. I don't normally go this fast, but we are just testing the bike. And since we're early enough in the morning, we have less traffic to contend with. This is the path that the cars will typically take when they come into the forest preserve. We're going up another hill. Again, pedaling, we're doing 21, 22 miles per hour. All right, we're getting a little bit bigger hill now. We're dropping down to about 18, 17.9, 0.5. So you have a 17 miles per hour to come up this hill when we're pedaling. Very respectable numbers. So overall, what do I think? Well, like I said, this is a very heavy bike that holds a lot of weight, built like a tank, goes over hills. What's not to like? All right, let's throttle this one going up this hill. So we're gonna throttle only. See how we do. 21. 22, 24. Yeah, I'm gonna let off. Yeah, very, very respectable. Good job, Himiway. This is a nice bike. Yeah, I recall when these models were first introduced, I remember seeing the first introduction video from Himiway about it, and I said, wow, they got some nice bikes coming out. And they do. Let's get past here. It's always a blind spot there. You don't know whether there's cars coming or not. But again, we have enough power, we got through there with no problem. Yeah, I remember when the bikes first were introduced, and I said they've got some winners on their hands. Yeah, this is one of them. You know, they've got the Zebra, they got the Big Dog. There's a number of bikes that you can consider from Himiway. Anyways, if you're interested in a bike like this, go ahead and hit the affiliate link that's in the description of my videos. That helps me out. And I believe they do have bikes in stock and ready to ship, so. Yeah, overall this rides very, very well. All right, I think that's about as good as I can tell you. We'll do another test in the future. We're gonna test the range of the bike to see how many miles we actually can get out of this battery. Being a 20 amp hour battery, I expect it will probably do pretty well. Stay tuned for that. They'll be coming up in a future video. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.